Good morning, Laura and Christine. Multiple sources tell me that the report from the Director of National Intelligence is expected as early as Thursday. We've been waiting for this report for a long time. It was actually passed into law in 2019, but the Trump administration then chose to ignore it. It's an unclassified report by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, which is required to lay out what the intelligence community has found about what Saudi officials knew and what they did. Now, back in 2018, after Khashoggi's murder, the CIA assessed with high confidence that the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, himself ordered the brutal killing of Khashoggi. The prince, of course, denies it. We are learning about yet another link between MBS, as he's known, and the murder of Khashoggi in Istanbul. We've obtained documents from a Canadian court case which revealed that the two private jets that carried the Saudi hit team were operated by a company that the Crown Prince had taken control of less than a year before the grisly murder. He had ordered that this aviation company be transferred into the country's investment fund, which he, MBS, controls. I spoke with a lawyer for Khashoggi's former fiancée who calls the revelation of these documents extremely important. He said that it shows a direct line to MBS killing Jamal Khashoggi. We did ask Saudi officials for a response, and we did not get one. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden says he has read the declassified report. He hasn't offered any details. He just said that he will be speaking with the Saudi king, Salman, soon, which he still hasn't done, and which is notable because he's been in office for more than a month. Laura, Christine?
All right, let's bring in international diplomatic editor Nick Robertson. You've, Nick, reported extensively on the U.S.-Saudi relationship. How does this unclassified report potentially change the political calculus for the Biden administration here?
The more damning the evidence that comes into the public domain that links Mohammed bin Salman more deeply, perhaps, or puts flesh on the bones of the CIA's analysis that, in all probability, he ordered the killing, or that's the sort of working assumption. The more evidence there is to back that up, the harder it will be for President Biden to have a relationship with the kingdom, a relationship that doesn't curtail weapons sales to Saudi Arabia, for example. Quite simply, the king is getting old. Quite possibly during President Biden's leadership, the Crown Prince will become king. That's the expectation. The concerns in Saudi Arabia are, and their belief is, that the report won't have a smoking gun, that won't link directly the Crown Prince to the killing of Khashoggi, but they do suspect and fear that there could be leaks from those that want the United States to put in place some sort of sanctions that would curtail weapons sales. So what's the political cost in that for President Biden? Well, Saudi Arabia is the most powerful and significant ally of the United States right now in the Gulf. It's a huge player in the region and is likely only to become more so. Moving away from supporting Saudi Arabia, when President Biden's gone out of his way to say he'll support Saudi Arabia in the defense of Saudi Arabia from attacks, but moving away from Saudi Arabia really throws open the possibility to Saudis, and this is what I'm hearing from Saudi sources, that they can look more to China and Russia for military and other sorts of support. And in a global environment where China is becoming an ever increasingly dominant player, challenging the US rule, if you will, around the world, US writ around the world, that is a very difficult environment for President Biden to navigate.
Yeah, condemning Saudi Arabia has consequences. Not condemning Saudi Arabia has consequences. That's a tough position to be in. Nick Robertson, thank you so much for that.